This is one of my favorite parts of the meetup where we really just have a creative moment. This is for folks to draw, to express themselves in a visual way. It's a space for us to write affirmations. This is a space for us to collect what we've learned today, what revelation we might have had today, what we want to promise ourselves. This is a space to share commitments and pledges, and what you feel is worth parading for. It's a space for you to write freely what makes you proud and what you feel. It could be words, it could be phrases. Thank you, Mike. We see hearts, there's stamps. And for those of you who are not able to use the annotation, please feel free to take yourself off mute and share. We'll add them to the board ourselves. Pride looks different for everyone. Yes, we're starting the process. Oh, more hearts. I'm lighting something to burn to just initiate the process of letting go today and initiate the process of growing into the space that we've created. I think that it's like stretching. There's always a little bit more softness and compassion that we can muster. There's always a place where we can go deeper in our empathy. And there's always a good new book to rereading.
I'm seeing none of us are equal until all of us are equal. Very true. Oh, the heart went away. Aw, constantly learning. Absolutely. Disability Pride is in July. We learned that today. It's like there's a purple and yellow sort of rainbow moment starting to go on. Green, purple, yellow, green.
Yeah. And the sentences that are written are different colors. We have a purple line, pride looks different. We have blue, disability pride is in July. Constantly learning is in blue. A world where many worlds fit. Exclamation point. Yes. I love that. This is a place for us to get poetic. These whiteboards are definitely keepers. They're like our group collages. And then there's 3 little red hearts right at the bottom of the L of love is love. Again, feel free to add things to the chat that we can add to the board for you. If it can be a prayer, these can be names of people that you want to call into the space. This can be a reminder, a question.
I absolutely love this. Change the world without taking power. There's a yellow smiley face.
Someone is drawing a tree or a plant. Liz is drawing a plant. It has a green stem.
Almost looks like lavender.
I just have it on right now, so I figured I'm gonna live in the moment and draw it. Draw what I'm smelling.
Oh yeah. Can someone draw sage?
Actually, I can draw a sage leaf right now because I have sage in my garden. I should burn my sage more often. I just let it grow and then.
Also, don't forget that there is currently a movement. We're requesting people to be mindful of where they get their sage from, because sage grows on ancestral indigenous lands. And there are people who want to sell it in mass quantities, and they literally come through with like a rake attached to the back of a vehicle, and they rake the area, damaging the area, but most importantly, taking the sage. And for some indigenous peoples, it's sacred plant, and it's considered genocide to remove it from their lands without their permission. So there has been a movement asking folks to be mindful of where you buy sage from, and that it should be purchased from indigenous folks who produce it themselves and offer it for sale.
Yep. And to echo that, I spoke to in January an Indigenous jewelry maker who said that it is actually harder to access for some Indigenous communities now because it is being so mass produced. So a reminder that if you're specifically white sage, if you're buying white sage from your, you know, like I'm just gonna do this because I live in LA, but it's like, oh my God, you're like crystal shop around the corner. Like just, you know, be mindful of like where it's sourced.
Or ask them where they got it from.
I'll stop. People are stumped by that. I'm like, this dream catcher, where is it from?
I guess that's the biggest takeaway is just question. It's okay to question where things come from, you know?
I think we are ready to close our whiteboard and move on to our final stage of the meetup for today.